So I don't know if you heard about this or not. I made this video about FOMO3D, and yeah, I guess word on the street is it's not ending. Check it out. So this video was about 3 days ago, and it was at 150 Ethereum in the jackpot. Now there's 264 Ethereum in the jackpot, and it just keeps going. And so this is what's going on in Discord. So I got everybody kind of going in here for a minute. They were just talking about nonsense, and I came up here. I just typed this. I said, where's that one? I said, I heard a rumor is round 9 ending, because we're in round 9 of this game. There's been 8 jackpots total rewarded. The first one had around just over 10,000 Ethereum in it. It was like $2.7 million, if I remember correctly. Some crazy number. Maybe it was 1.7 million. It was into the millions, into the 7 figures earning for that one jackpot. So I put up here, I heard a rumor round 9 is ending. Can you confirm? Yes. Cannot confirm. No. Not anytime soon. The rumors are true. The timer's getting close to 0. Because you see, it always ticks backwards. So the timer's always ticking backwards. And you buy a key and it will take it up to 24 hours max. That's maximum. But listen, here's the thing. I've been in now for, what, 3 or 4 days? Well, just after that video, I went in big, truthfully. I FOMO'd in right after that video. I was like, oh my goodness. And I'll tell you the story about what happened here in a moment. But the timer ticks down. You buy a key, it puts 30 seconds back on the timer. But I've not seen this timer drop below 23 hours at all. I'm not saying that it hasn't, but I've not seen it drop below 23 hours. And there's a reason for that. There's something crazy taking place right now in round 9 that hasn't happened before. And it's just kind of fun and exciting. It's a fun community thing. So the rumors are true. The timer's getting close to 0. I can confirm it's never ending. This guy is interesting. Round 9 made all rich already. Wait, I just found out something, guys. Yes? What did you find out? What is it? Buying keys adds time to the timer. What? They're all being sarcastic. Surprise face. What? How? When does it end? Who made this? Asking for a friend. When does it end? Asking for a friend. That defies the laws of physics. Okay, guys, I have a question. You can't just mess with time like this. People are just having fun. It's true. 24 hours left on the timer. Guys, please, serious question. Pay attention. The more keys I buy, the longer I live. How do I sell my keys? Buying time checkmate. Easy. Each key adds 30 seconds to this timer. See, I make sense. I want to sell my keys to buy more keys. I don't make sense. Not if it's at 23.59.59. I day trade keys. He's joking. You can't sell your keys in the game. There's no helping. 69.69. This guy's always talking about 69. And I think he's trying to make a play on the infinity symbol. You're looking to transfer your keys. 69 is the... Okay. Good question. What if the timer never ends? It keeps going and going. Then at one point people sell all their wallets on an exchange. Well, that wouldn't matter. My goal is actually Ethereum's economy. That means they want a lot of Ethereum in here. I want to see the game actually impact. My goal is to actually... Okay, my goal is to goal. Just a black hole of game theory. Each gravitates towards it. You want chess? Trav, please buy my merch. So it's just... Oh, that's funny. Yep, can't escape. I don't understand why Vitalik doesn't come in and say hi. Oh, okay. So now they're just goofing off in there. So the thing is, here's what's happened. By the way, this guy in here sold all of his P3D tokens to buy keys in the FOMO3D. That's crazy. If you're familiar with how P3D works, I've done plenty of videos on P3D in the past. So when you buy a key, there's no way to sell your keys, by the way. They're your keys. But you earn dividends on your keys. That's how it works. And so everybody else who buys a key after you, you earn dividends. The way the mechanics are supposed to work, it's all based on a game theory of, you know, people try to argue, is this gambling? Is it not gambling? How does it work? It's not gambling in the sense of total randomness created by a random number generator. It's not gambling in that sense. It's gambling in the sense of you don't know if you're going to make a full return on investment. You don't know if you're going to get it all back. You don't know if you're going to earn a profit. The way the game ends, in theory, is someone buys the last key. So currently there's 264 Ethereum in the pot. if this was to go if no one buys a key for 23 hours and 46 minutes, there's going to be 14 seconds left on the clock. The last person to buy a key is going to win the entire pot. Right now, that pot has roughly valued at $31,000. But one key only costs 0.0005 Ethereum. What does that come out to? Let's do some math. So here we go. Right now, at this moment, in this Ethereum market that's all pumped up right now for today, that's other news that I've not covered, but it's currently 0.00, is that right? 0.030? Yes. So it's currently 6 cents to buy one key. So basically, if it was in the last few seconds, it's 6 cents at a shot at $31,000. It's incredible if you think about it. The dynamics are so fascinating and so interesting. Now, the people who are buying in right now, they're just buying in with a whole bunch of keys, like, you know, anywhere from hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands. There was 140 ETH buy-in that came in, so that person purchased a bunch of keys. I'm just curious what that would do. 140 ETH. How much would that have to be? That's that. Now that 140 ETH buy-in came in the other day. Man, is it? That's 57. So roughly right now would be about 250,000 keys. Wow. There you go. About just 250, which 3 or 4 days ago, someone said key prices. That's another thing. Every time a key is purchased, prices go up. Now someone said, hey, a robot stole round one. That's messed up FOMO. Or somebody, quote unquote, hacked round one. No one actually hacked it to my knowledge, but someone said a robot. And I'm going to address that. The thing is, that's what they're talking about in Discord. They are fully in agreement with that. That's what's made round 9 so interesting. But the key prices go up incrementally. Since a couple days ago when I purchased, the key prices are about, someone said in Discord, they've gone up about 25%. So your buying power in keys drops, which means it takes you, which means that when other people are buying keys, the price of the keys go up. So you continue to earn dividends off those rising key prices. I hope that makes sense. Off everyone that's come after you. So it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. So when's it going to end? So here's what they figured out. Round 1 ended. There's been a couple articles about this, but round 1 ended. It's believed because a bot, basically, the Ethereum network they basically gamed the Ethereum network. Ethereum's not the perfect blockchain right now, and they spent, if I remember right, it was like someone showed it was 4,000 or 5,000 ETH. Or $4,000 or $5,000 maybe, to try to force a buy on the blockchain network, taking up all the other blocks so no one else can get a transaction through, so the timer would run out, which was worth it for them to spend $10 million. Now some people say it was a bot that did that. Somebody else said, it wasn't a bot, it was just a whale who was paying attention. Good for them, they figured out how to game the system. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Ideally, it didn't end the way it was supposed to. People thought, look, this is never going to end. Who's going to stop buying keys when they're so cheap compared to the pot? And that is true. That is totally true. And I think that it basically highlighted a fundamental issue with the Ethereum network. And of course, the Ethereum development creators, whatever, are working on changes to adjust that hopefully that's going to be corrected somewhat in the past couple of years. But just highlighted what's currently wrong from a technical standpoint with cryptocurrencies, specifically the Ethereum network. Now, the Ethereum blockchain. Now, in Discord, that's what they were talking about when round 9 started. It was like, hey, guys, this has never been what it could be. This jackpot could go far greater than 10,000. And it's never, the issue is, let's not let the timer run out. Let's not let a bot take it. Let's see how far we can push this. That's why in Discord they're joking around. Round 9 never ends. Round 9 never ends. Here's what they figured out. They were in Discord the other day talking, and it's a fun community to be a part of. It's fun to watch them. They were like, so right now with the way key prices start out increasing, but then they level off over time. The actual price per key levels off, so it doesn't get a whole lot more expensive eventually. And right now key prices are super cheap. But the way they figured it out is 20 guys could come together, spend about $8 each, and they could keep this timer going on even if no one else ever purchased for a long time. And that's fascinating because part of what they're trying to do is how long, how many months, how many weeks, how many months, how many years can we keep it going? And it's almost comical when you first pay attention. You're like, you're joking, right? And then they're like, look, if we get 100 guys doing this, it's going to be closer to like $2 each per day for, basically almost indefinitely. And you would think, well, who would do this? But they started this out. This is the longest running round since round one. This is the biggest jackpot since round one. And it was just a group of guys in Discord that started this in November. I think it was November 19th. And I think that's what I find so interesting about this is like, they're like, let's get attention to a smart contract project on the blockchain. So see little yellow duck, whoever that is. If it says exit scamming, they just don't have a name in there. Little yellow duck is exit scamming now, which means he's bought the last key until someone else buys a key. And when that happens, if you have keys, you're making dividends. And so at first I'm like, okay, 8 guys spending $20, 20 times 30 days in a month, that's $240. And when I brought that up, I think it was last night in Discord, I'm like, that's $240. There was probably 8 guys right away were like, yep, that's not gonna be a problem, I can do it. And I thought, that's crazy, guys, really? And then I got to thinking, but as this grows, there's more and more people like me. I did not join this project in the beginning, and I'm not about to spend $240 a month, just so you know. But I'll throw some money at it. I'll help watch the clock. I mean, this guy in here, is he in here? Oh, I just shut it down. Gordy was his name. That guy is responsible for keeping an eye on this clock probably over, everybody's like, hey, this is all thanks to Gordy, all thanks to Gordy. Because he's been one of the main ones that at night, if no one was active in Discord and he saw the clock ticking low, he would buy keys to fill it back up because they wanted to keep running. They wanted to keep running. So that's it was that mentality that made me kind of FOMO in. And it was like, I'm like, wow, because they're going to keep this running forever. You're going to eventually ROI. But if it doesn't go to 10,000, you need to get in as soon as possible. And so I jumped in and I literally just wanted to keep an eye on it. So I went in with like 0.02 ETH. And it wasn't even 100 Ethereum in the jackpot. It was like 97, 99, 98, somewhere in there. And I did 0.02. And then all of a sudden, a couple of hours later, there's 107 ETH, and I'm seeing that how much I'm earning back already. I'm like, wow. Because last time I got in this thing, I think I was in, and I don't remember, but I think it was over 1,000 Ethereum when I got in. It was definitely not at 100. And I saw how fast I was earning because you earn your dividends back a lot faster the earlier you are. And I thought, my goodness, what am I doing? So I literally went in with about 10 ETH. And that's the last number I'm going to tell you. But I will tell you, I went in, woke up the next morning. It was at 150 ETH, which I think is when I did my last video. Didn't do anything right away. It kind of hung out for, I think, a little bit of time at 150, maybe a couple hours or something. I made the video. And then after the video was done, I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, this is crazy. So what I didn't tell you in the video, I told you that I sold some P3D, but what I ended up doing is I went and sold all of my P3D tokens. Now, here's what you need to know. I was in P3D when there was, I think, less than 4,000 Ethereum in that entire contract. I rode that puppy all the way up to 80,000, rode it all the way back down to where it's at now, like 27,000. And I'm not planning to pull out of P3D permanently, but it was a 10% fee to pull out. And it was just like, you know what? Unless I think this is going to end, and I wouldn't be putting my Ethereum in this game if I didn't think it was going to, if I thought it was going to end. So do I think it can last 10%, 20% longer to make up for the fee? And then I've got my P3D tokens back, and then I've got keys earning dividends, provided, the game doesn't end. And I was like, what the heck? Now, so in P3D, I wasn't a whale, but I wasn't no guppy. When I see most people talk about the number of P3D tokens they got in Discord, I have more than what most of them say they have. But I'm definitely not a whale. Maybe I'm a dolphin. Maybe how about a king mackerel? Maybe I'm not even a dolphin. Maybe I'm a king mackerel. But it's okay. I mean, I had no problem with it. It's fascinating to watch, and it's interesting to be a part of this. So right now, I'm just withdrawing my dividends. I'm over 20. Oh, I can't remember my last calculation. I think I'm at 21 or 27%. I cannot remember we'll say 21%. I'm a little better than that, but we'll say 21% back on ROI. And I'm just watching the clock. Now, here's my hope on this. My hope is that it continues to run slow for a while, ideally. And I don't want it to go too fast, but you can't control human greed and emotion. And let me make this very clear. I'm not telling you to get into this game. It's fascinating to watch. Watch it. You can get in if you want to, but I'm not giving you an affiliate link to get in. Put it that way. Obviously, I'm biased. If you get in, that's good for me because I earn dividends. But I'm not recommending that you get in. But it's worth covering because I think this has the potential to make major headway, major news in the cryptocurrency space, especially if it grows beyond the 10,000. And I believe, so here's why I think that it's going to, and I could do a whole video on why I think it will and why I think it won't, kind of a pro and a con video. Maybe I'll just wait to do that. But today, Ethereum price has shot up a little bit, but Ethereum is far cheaper than it was the first time around. That makes the price of the keys in US dollar fiat a lot cheaper. Plus, they understand that this timer can't go down, so they keep buying more keys to fill the timer back up. And it's staying above 23 hours, and it's very affordable to be able to do. And later on, when you talk about 20 guys spending $8 or 100 guys spending, roughly $2, that's not including anyone else putting money in the meantime to just to buy in. That's not including any dividends earned. That's just saying if they had to pull 100% pull out of pocket. When I get my full ROI, I'm probably going to help them keep it going. At the very least, I'm going to use my dividends to keep it going. At the very least. And I want to see where it can go. I want to see, this is fascinating. This is one of the highest participatory smart contracts that have currently existed, or some of the highest levels of participation that's ever occurred in a smart contract. So it would be interesting to see if they can somehow beat that. I would prefer for it to grow slowly, and then maybe if it's going to pop, the later it pops. The last round did not pop till I think about 1,000 Ethereum, which is why I think it was after 1,000 when I got in, because I got in right in the heat of it. Like, it was unbelievable. Making like hundreds of dollars a day, and I did not have near in that contract what I got in this contract. So truthfully, if this goes anywhere near the last round, I personally have a tremendous amount of earnings that I could earn from this game because I got in a lot bigger on a US fiat value, which means I'm in much bigger on an Ethereum value. I got in a lot bigger. In fact, I'm looking at what I got in with last time. I'm in, wow, I did not even think about that. On an Ethereum value, I'm in like 10x what I went in the first time on an Ethereum value. But Ethereum lost about 80% of its value. However, on an Ethereum value, I stand to gain astronomically more. On a fiat value, I'm in quite a bit more as well. But what's going to happen is if this has any shot of making it to 10,000 Ethereum, any shot at all, then the earnings are going to be huge. But the biggest thing is if it makes it to 10,000 Ethereum, I think it's going to go far further because the community drives everything in crypto. Everything in crypto, especially these smart contract projects. P3D is community driven. Everything's driven by community, which is what blockchain and cryptocurrency is supposed to be all about. But it's going to go, the community, once it gets bigger than 10,000 Ethereum, first of all, I think there's going to be more than 100 people supporting the clock. And the community's they're just not going to want it to end. They're just going to keep pushing. Now they know that the game is to keep it above 23. See, people thought the game was to keep it above 0. If it never hit 0, if it never hit 0. But the bot got involved and screwed that up. Or the whale or whoever got involved and screwed that up. Now people are like, okay, well then it can't go below 23. It can't go below 23. It can't go below 23. So it's going to create a pretty sizable pot. And yes, I do believe it ends eventually, obviously. But who knows? What happens if this thing runs for several months? And what if, the Ethereum upgrades take place before the timer runs out, before the pot ends? I don't know. What if? I don't know enough to know. I don't know enough about Ethereum to know how effective, if Ethereum was quote unquote fixed, how effective it would make. But it could make this round extremely interesting. Listen, win, lose, or draw, I'm excited to be a part of it. Here's what you need to know. If I lost everything that I have in Ethereum, if I lost everything that I have in cryptocurrency, it would suck, but it would not ruin me. My number one holdings are not in crypto. My number one holdings are in real estate, and I do have in traditional investments. That are my number one holdings. I talk the most about cryptocurrency. I love cryptocurrency, and I consistently put money in. I think the most growth is there. I believe that cryptocurrency is going to change the world. I believe that we are the pioneers in the cryptocurrency revolution. I believe that if God allows me to live long enough, my greatest financial holdings will probably be in cryptocurrency just because of the growth of the market. And as we move towards mass adoption, I fully believe that. But you need to understand that I recognize that this is a risky space. And I am not when I tell you, I sold all my P3D and it's sizable holdings, blah, blah, blah. That's relative to my cryptocurrency holdings. Now, I want to talk about something else. Keeping that in mind along that logic, I did this video over here. Got a lot of questions about the Midas Masternode Investments Review. A lot of questions. I'm down in the comments. I'm going to go through these questions. By the way, blockchain for what is best. There you go. You heard me. I was already planning to talk about this, but when I saw your comment, I figured I would definitely make sure I address that on FOMO. But there's other questions down here. What happens if the website disappears? How do you get your coins? Please, have you done any research on the owners of the website? You don't have the private keys for your coins. The website could disappear anytime, blah, blah, blah. I understand all that. Hashtag risk management. And I'm going to be discussing that in another video. The very next video I'm going to be talking about is how I'm using the Midas, answering the questions based off the Midas investment platform, which I'm currently using to earn another passive income in cryptocurrency. That's what my channel is all about. It's about moving towards a cryptocurrency mass adoption and how we're able to take advantage of that, how we're able to use that, what's taking place, why I think we're moving towards mass adoption. And of course, it's about earning a passive income through cryptocurrency, which ultimately the goal is just to use to buy more Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions about FOMO, put them down in the comments. And if you've already FOMO'd in, please let me know that down in the comments. Say, hey, I've already FOMO'd in. Let me know. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the cryptocurrency revolution.